Al Jazeera Podcasts.
I'm Marta van der Wolf, and this is The Take. As Israel's war on Gaza continues, we're coming to you on Sundays with a weekly roundup. This week, 137 days into a ceasefire, Israel has killed at least 601 Palestinians in Gaza. A ban on Palestine Action has been ruled unlawful in the UK. Israel revokes residency rights of 2 Palestinians from Jerusalem. France, Germany and the Czech Republic call for the resignation of Francesca Albanese. Today's Sunday, February 15. Israel has killed more than 72,061 Palestinians in Gaza since October 7, 2023. Israeli forces killed 9 Palestinians in Gaza on Sunday morning. The Israeli attacks targeted Jabalia refugee camp in the north and residential areas in Khan Yunis in the south. Al Jazeera's Hind reports that Israel has violated the so-called ceasefire more than 1,500 times since it came into effect in October.
Israel justifies that these attacks come after they monitored 5 fighters in the northern parts of the Gaza Strip, and this always happens. There's no way we could confirm these justifications, but every single day there has been endless violations by the Israeli forces since the ceasefire started. There are also a couple of explosions every single day beyond the yellow line where the Israeli forces continues to destroy and to bulldoze houses and residential areas beyond the yellow line.
The ban on British campaign group Palestine Action by the UK government was ruled unlawful and disproportionate by the High Court on Friday. Last summer, the UK prescribed Palestine Action under anti-terrorism laws, making it a criminal offence to belong or express support for the group. Sonia Gallego has more from London.
This is a significant defeat for the government, and supporters outside the court here say they've been vindicated. The ban, however, remains in place until a further hearing later this month, which will decide what happens next. And that includes the possibility of a government appeal. Since the ban took effect, police carried out 2,700 arrests at demonstrations and other actions of support for the group. But the threat of arrest or the heavy police presence didn't deter those protesting against what they said was the misuse of counter-terror powers to crack down on legitimate gatherings.
On Wednesday, 2 Palestinians from Jerusalem learned that Israel had approved having their residential rights revoked. This means they will be forcibly expelled from their land. Israel referred to a controversial law passed in 2023 which allows for residency or citizenship to be removed if an individual is convicted of terrorism. Al Jazeera's Nour Odeh explains that the 2 Palestinians will be sent to Gaza once their prison sentences are completed.
Palestinians who are from Jerusalem are not Israeli citizens. They can be, but they opt not to be because they consider Jerusalem to be an occupied part of Palestine. They hold Jerusalem IDs, which Israel gives them, considering them residents. If that ID is revoked, they are essentially citizens or people without any identification. They will not be able to go to a hospital to register their kids in school. They will be completely nameless. They won't exist. Now, this law was adopted before October 7 in February of 2023. And the fact that there are more cases promised on the way means that more and more Palestinians could face this fate.
France, Germany and the Czech Republic called for the resignation of Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Rapporteur for occupied Palestinian territory, on Friday. At last week's Al Jazeera Forum, Albanese, an outspoken critic of Israel's genocidal war on Gaza, said we as humanity have a common enemy, but a fake video that was later debunked had her accusing Israel of being the common enemy. Al Jazeera's Osama Javid has more.
Despite Albanese posting the entire unedited video of her speech online and explaining that she sees the enemy of humanity, the entire system that allowed and sheltered the genocide in Gaza, from accountability. But the French Foreign Ministry has doubled down instead of issuing an apology for being tricked by a fake clip. Germany and the Czech Republic also joined France in calling for her removal as UN Special Rapporteur after the doctored video saga. UN human rights groups say they're worried about the growing attacks. Albanese is already under sanction by the Trump administration, imposed after she wrote letters to US companies outlining their role in the gross human rights violations by Israel in Gaza and the occupied West Bank.
Israeli settlers can now own land in the occupied West Bank, the Israeli cabinet announced last Sunday. Palestinians say it's a serious step towards annexing their land. Israel has full control over 60% of the West Bank, according to the Oslo Accords. The new measures strip Palestinian authority over the remaining land. Nida Ibrahim has more from the occupied West Bank.
Area C is where the Israeli government lets settlers flourish while effectively blocking Palestinian construction.
Under the new security cabinet decisions, Israeli authorities could also demolish Palestinian homes in Area A and Area B as well.
They also mean control of the Ibrahimi mosque in Hebron would be transferred from Palestinian to Israeli authorities. The same with Rachel's tomb, a religious site in Bethlehem. 2026 is an election year in Israel, where competition between politicians over who can build more illegal settlements often heats up.
And that's the take for Sunday, February 15. Please join us again tomorrow. This episode was produced by me, Marta van der Wolf. Our sound designer is Alex Roldan, Alexandra Locke is the Take's executive producer, and Ney Alvarez is Al Jazeera's head of audio.